Hey there, YouTube friends. Mass Bandit here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I always appreciate it. Welcome back to Planet Coaster. And no, it's not Conifer Slopes. No, it's not Bro Nation Studios either. No, it's not No Name Landia. No. It's also not that other thing that you're thinking of, or that other thing, or even that other thing. It's something new. Something new. Yes, something new. Why? Why did you start something new? Because I wanted to. Who wanted to? Sorry, got some System of a Down stuck in my head there, I suppose. Sorry. But I did. I went back in. I got one Conifer Slopes video out, and I was getting ready to set it up, and I had been toying with this idea with something like this for a long time. It's been swimming around in my head. Back in Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, I made a winery. Like, for a while, farms were a big rage. People were making farms on Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, and my proverbial hat into that foray was making a winery, and complete with, like, vineyards and stuff, and it was super cool. But, oh, by the way, I have to talk about this. This is all cut. This part doesn't exist anymore. I went into the scenario editor and I tried to, and I realized, what am I doing? This is way too big. Stop. And I eventually got rid of all this and just exited out. But you can watch this failed attempt at landscaping while I talk to you about what's going on with this, what this project even is. Anyway, I made a vineyard and stuff like that. And since then, and, you know, Planet Coaster came out and all that stuff, and been doing parks. In the back of my head, I've always wanted to dabble back into a farm scene. One of my favorite things in Planet Coaster are the non-theme park things. I really love that. Like, Silverette had his architectural series for a little bit. That's super cool. Home Banner, his awesome stadiums. I love that too. I love all the non-park things. And so a farm, that's always been on my to-do list. And then with fall, I've realized this year I really miss fall. Living in Houston, we don't get it. We don't get fall. It just doesn't exist, simply put. It just is not a thing we have to deal with. So, that being said, I wanted to do a fall project for Halloween. I wanted something I could do in a month. And I know I said this last time, and it took like 2. I'm really thinking this is going to be a month. I'll tell you what, this will keep going until the end of the month, and however far we get is how far we get. And so anyway, welcome to BroAcres Fall Festival. This is a new super mini project. If Surfside was a mini project, this is an uber mini project. I realize I really like the constraints of here's your area to work in, you can't go past it, even though the rest of the map is huge. I love that idea. So I went ahead and did that here. I said, okay, we're gonna make like a little country road, and we're going to say that a farm owns this particular plot, and you can't go beyond it, and you have to stay within it. And that really helps me stay motivated, and helps me stay focused, and helps me get things done. Because I loved how good it felt to finish a project over the summer. And so now I want to do that again. If it comes down to we just pick and gnaw at Conifer when we get to it, and pick and gnaw at some of the other ones when we get to it, so be it. Because I think right after this, I'm going to want to jump into a smaller holiday thing. I think that'd be lots of fun. I want to do a Christmas village. Again, I want to, and maybe we'll have a coaster in it or something, but I really want to toy with these non-theme parky ideas, because that's really something fun and I think kind of unique. So if you're excited and for this series, and I hope you are, do stick around to see what we see. This first episode's a lot of map building and terrain painting. And that's something I struggle with on the reg. I don't actually do very much of it. Terraforming, don't do a lot of. Terrain painting, don't do a lot of. And this is going to be farmland, so it is flat. Got some hills in the background there, and you can see I've built like this tree wall to kind of block the curve, the hill. We're probably going to do that for most of the borders of the map. We'll put some trees in. The only thing is, because it's so flat and it's so farmlandy, once you get far enough back, the LODs on the trees kind of make them look like almost like painting, and it's weird looking. But I guess it's going to probably have to be something we live with. But anyway, wanted to shore up at least some of the borders of this farm plot. So that's what we're doing here in the episode, for most of the episode, and then we will start building some stuff a little bit later. So I've never used these water lilies before, so I wanted to go ahead and get those and throw them in there, and I like them. I'm sure that it's too deep or too something or too, I don't know. I wanted to make dirty water, and it didn't work. Like once I think it's because the stuff is sitting on top of the water, so the scenery is, so it won't work. I don't know, but I just wanted to do a little bit of detailing around the pond here. So I also want to take this opportunity, since it's the first episode of a series, we're kind of the calm before the Planet Coaster storm. They announced the toolbox, the creator toolbox, or I don't know, I suck at this. I should prepare better for these episodes. The thing that lets you make custom scenery. Custom scenery is coming to Planet Coaster, and I haven't really talked about it because I haven't really done much in Planet Coaster since they've announced it. And I'm excited. I'm actually quite surprised to see that. I didn't think it would be happening so soon, and I thought that once it did happen, that would be the end of support for Planet Coaster, but it appears that's not necessarily the case. It also sounds like there's a new DLC coming out, and for all I know, the DLC has already been announced since this video came out, but if it hasn't been, I have no idea what it's going to be. I have no clue. I know a lot of people, they speculate and stuff, but maybe some of it will be useful for this little project if it comes out in time, maybe not. Hopefully something will come along that will really get us jazzed for one of the other projects that's already established, and we can go back and deal with it. Trying to find a good filter here. Trying to find a good fall filter, by the way. I think I end up with Spooky at about 30% with a vignette, and I think that gives the long shadows with the colors I was looking for. I'm going to try to play most of this in the evening, like around 4:30 game time, because I think that'll give it the most fall-ish look, that crisp long shadow thing. I'd really like to sell the fall vibe, as opposed to Surfside, which was like surface of the sun. But anyway, back to that DLC. No idea what it could be. You would think once they release scenery, the ability to make scenery-based DLCs will stop being valuable. Like, you look at what City Skylines has done. They changed some core aspects of the gameplay, give you some things, and I like the way City Skylines has always approached DLCs, especially considering the strength of that workshop. Here, if you're wondering, Silent Member made some, quote, corn. And I was going to use it in a field here. You could see me trying to apply it, and it actually has like the Roman candles in it, so every time you go to move it, the Roman candles start going off like nuts. And I don't know if you saw it there. That's like 30,000 pieces, 32,000 pieces, that little bit of corn. To which I promptly said, no, we don't need that much corn. So there is no corn in this map. So thank you, Silent Member, for the corn, but I will not be using it. It's not convincing enough for me to warrant the parts necessary, and that's fine. So now that we've got our basic crop outlines, our basic farm plots, I decided to go ahead and put in a tree row just to kind of delineate where we're getting into some developed area now, and you'll continue to see details and stuff like that. So if I had to guess, one of the things I would think this new DLC is going to be is steampunk. I swear they had some steampunk concept art when the game was in development, and I swear they even had like a steampunk entertainer. Maybe I'm full of it, I don't know, but that'd be kind of cool. It seems different. Some people think it's going to be a rides heavy DLC. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, because if they're going the scenery route, then the rides are things they can still control and charge for. So I don't know. We're going to find out, though. Hopefully we'll find out sooner rather than later. And as you probably already know if you're watching this, the free 1.8 update is coming. And that will include hotels or is that the workshop? No, it's not the tool workshop. The 1.8 update is going to be like, they're going to implement restaurants, which will function like hotels, which is cool if you don't care about the interior of your restaurants. And actually, that'll help me out a lot, because that way we can actually make restaurants function like restaurants. And I'm not the most interior sensitive player. I don't always do interiors, so it'll be nice to have that option. Looking forward to that. Plus anything else that's coming along with that. I know there's a few other things, and I can't recall right now, but the big one for me is going to be the restaurants. So that'll be pretty cool. So yeah, that seems to be the Planet Coaster updates that have happened in recent weeks. If you've noticed, again, the channel has seen some fluctuations in regularity of updating the channel, and I'm done. I'm done promising things to people because I can never keep those promises. I'm gonna pull a Jubilee, and I'm gonna pull a Jubilee and say work will continue on anything at any given time, and you'll get it when you get it. Unfortunately, I wish I could be a daily uploader, but I just can't do it. I just can't do it, and I don't want to kill myself. And I'm still trying to find a groove between work life, home life, gaming life, to trying to find a balance here, and it's really hard. Not to like bish and moan, but I'm really struggling with. I feel like I'm in a constant life funk. Maybe some of you can relate to constant life funks, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. So it really puts a damper on the creative juices and on the gaming. So. But that being said, we're working on a paved parking lot. If you're curious, the inspiration for this park for this project, I'm not going to say park, is going to be 2 farms that I have visited in real life. One of them is my childhood, all wrapped up in one. There was a farm in the southwest suburbs of Chicago, Pumpkin Farm, and it's still around today, and it's still crazy popular, and my family that lives up there still goes there. We used to go every year to the pumpkin patch, and they have like a really cheeky, really cheesy haunted house. They had a haunted barn and a fun barn and pig races and hay rides, caramel apples, all that stuff. They had I remember there's a big barn with a big old stair. It felt like a big old staircase when you're like 5, and you walk up the staircase, and it's this just huge costume shop with makeup and all kinds of stuff. It was really cool. I remember it was a huge event at my house, and then we'd always go out for dinner at this restaurant in the area that I really didn't like, but my parents loved, and so just buh. But yeah, so that's going to be the main inspiration, and when I actually went to research it, I noticed they paved it all. When I was there as a kid, none of it was paved. At least I don't remember it ever being paved. And it's all paved now. I don't want that. We're going to have a lot of it. We might have like some major arteries paved, but then we'll probably go with the nature path, and we'll have to deal with the little stumps. So anyway, that's the main inspiration, and the secondary inspiration is going to be the farm that I take my current family to. There's a farm here in Houston, on the outskirts, on the west side of the city, west of Houston, about an hour or so away, and there's a farm out there that does the whole pumpkin thing, and it's got all the cheap homemade like activities. Like they have a big old dirt pile. That's an activity. You go and you climb the dirt pile. They have a big old pile of hay. You run around and jump in the hay. Like, those are activities. And pony rides and stuff like that. And tractor rides to go get the pumpkin. That's the fun part, is you can take the tractor and you go visit the pumpkin. They have a train, like a legit train, miniature train. So, I don't think I'm going to put a miniature train in. I'm going to keep it pretty low tech. I want this to feel very family run, family owned and operated, so that's what you can expect. A lot of red, a lot of barn. There's going to be probably a lot of barn in this, and that's what we're doing here. We're making the ticket vendors all barn related. You can assume, like I would assume, that this would do a turnaround after Thanksgiving, after Halloween, and it would become a Christmas tree farm. The place where we go to get pumpkins does the same. It's actually like a Christmas tree farm. They just truck in all the pumpkins and dump them in the fields. And we'll do that with this project too. You can expect pumpkin patches with hay rides, and we'll fake all that, but we'll have it. We'll fake it all. We'll fake it all. So we'll do that, and we'll have, that's what you can expect. Really, I want to do pig races. I want to do shops and stalls and goofy little photo ops like skeleton bands and, goofy stuff. So I want it to feel very nostalgic, very cheap, very jank, which is why it's BroAcres. Maybe we'll try and squeeze some Easter eggs in. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what this project's going to be. I felt a little icky about the simplicity of this structure until I went back and did the research again. And I was referencing pictures constantly for this, if you can believe it. It's that simple. Like, when you think about farms and barns and all that, it's utilitarian. It's not there to be shown off. It's there to be... Oh, I think this is really clever. I think covering the pumpkins, covering the information shops with pumpkins, I thought that was a pretty clever idea, if I do say so myself. But barns are utilitarian. They are not fancy in any way, shape, or form. And a lot of this feels like... a lot of the structures in what I was looking at feels, I guess, temporary or just... Again, utilitarian for what they're needed. They're needed to move a lot of people quickly for a few months out of the year. Like the farms that these places are at are working farms when it's not, Halloween or Christmas. So this stuff would all be there, I think, kind of all weatherproofed, and then probably they dress it all up and get it all nice for the holiday, but it can't be too fancy. The little planters in the barrels there, I'm trying to do mums. I don't know if there's a better way or a better flower to use for mums. If you're a plant expert, Mike, how can I get better mums? I'd like that, because that's a fall flower. Those are all the rage right now. Here in Houston, they are everywhere. And here in Texas, a big homecoming tradition is to do mums. Like you get this big old mum like pin, and I swear to God, they're like 7-8 pounds. Like the girls have to wear them around their necks with chains and stuff. They're so huge. Look up homecoming mums if you wanna. What is that? Like if you're not from Texas and you have no idea what I'm talking about, look up homecoming mums and you'll be shocked. So the last thing we're gonna add in this episode is a tractor and like entrance photo op, kind of like like you'd always have it'd always have the name of the farm. And then it would have like 2018, and you could sit on the hay bale and take your picture. Well, that's what we're doing. And this classic steam engine here, courtesy of our pal Wings and Strings. We're all familiar with him. If you're familiar with my channel, you're probably going to see a lot of his stuff pop up because he is excellent at these kinds of things. I've rated some workshop items, and anytime there are workshop items, I will link you to the workshop of said creator. So there will be a link to Wings and Strings if you've been living under a rock and don't know who he is. You can definitely go check his stuff out. He is just phenomenal. It is unbelievable what that man can do with the parts given to us in Planet Coaster. I wonder what's going to happen when the custom stuff comes out. Like, I wonder if he's that good at modeling too. Like, oh, that's just cool, crazy to even think about. So we've got our happy fall, y'all. I tried to do something like in the nails, but maybe snowman pipe would work, but it's just too thick. My new favorite piece is the mount, the screen mount. It's just too thick. This stupid scarecrow, I can't figure out how to build one of these. Somebody show me how to build a GD scarecrow, because I don't know how to make it work. So I just stick a pitchfork in instead. I mean, we have to have you can't not have a scarecrow on a farm for Halloween. You can't do it. So you'll notice that this is not going to be a scary, bloody, gory thing. That's not my jam. I'm not into that. I don't care at all. I don't like the scary stuff, not because I don't like scary. Well, I don't like scary not because I'm afraid. I don't like scary because I think it's stupid. I don't find it scary. I find it goofy. And so if you're into the big haunts and the scares that's awesome. More power to you. I'm not like oh, anybody that likes that's dumb. It's just not for me. And so this is going to be more about what my childhood going to get a pumpkin was. And so I hope that you're excited for that, because I think that might be a little bit different than a lot of what the Halloween stuff is going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks on Planet Coaster. And so you can see we're going to finish off the episode here with an off-road extended parking. Try to do some stuff with decals to look like some areas are more worn than others. And we're going to shore up the fencing down the main road here. And that's going to just about wrap up the episode. We're going to actually add a hill if we haven't already. Trying to do some more with the fancy terrain painting to make it actually look a little bit more realistic. Trying to take some cues from the people who are much better at that stuff than I am. With a project like this, hopefully I can go a little bit more heavily detailed, because I think it's going to be smaller. I don't know. We're going to find out. But anyway, there is the, hey, the episode's about to end music. So I did hope you enjoy. I do hope you enjoyed, and I do hope that you are excited for this, for the month of October. We'll get some of these out throughout the month, and hopefully we will get pretty close to a finished project by the end of the month. No idea. Anyway, with that being said, if you did like, hit the like button, and if you're new or you haven't yet, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the stuff that ends up on the channel. And have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever, and I will see you for the next episode of BroAcres Fall Festival. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.